Red Bull's home race in Spielberg was dominated by Ferrari. The second-place finisher Max Verstappen at least limited damage to a minimum. The crew had certain concerns due to the excessive tyre degradation. Red Bull is attempting to complete an upgrade in time for the French Grand Prix. This is to try and gain the upper hand again after losing out 2 races in a row to Ferrari. Do you think Red Bull stand a chance against Ferrari in the upcoming races? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. The weekend should have been ideal, but following 71 laps of the race, staff members at the pit wall and the Red Bull garage were left perplexed. In the races on Sunday, Ferrari outperformed Red Bull at Spielberg by a wide margin. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz were able to accelerate more quickly and also maintain their tyre life for a longer period of time, something which caught Red Bull off guard, as Max Verstappen drove to a win in the sprint race relatively easily. Similar to Silverstone, Ferrari had a good chance to recover a lot more ground. The Scuderia botched the plan in England and Carlos Sainz's car's engine blew apart in Austria, just when he had the opportunity to attack Verstappen for the first time. Ferrari could very well have had a 1-2, said Red Bull team boss Christian Horner. In that respect, it was successful damage limitation for us. Red Bull did a great damage limitation in the Constructors' Championship as well. Ferrari only made up 7 points. After only half of a lap, the second Red Bull flew off the track. George Russell, the Mercedes driver, forced Sergio Perez into the gravel pit at turn 4. Red Bull had instructed its driver to avoid an outside strike on that location, after having drivers spin out of the race here over the last couple of years, but Perez gave it a shot. And unfortunately, to no one's surprise, it didn't work out again. Horner defended his Mexican driver. Checo had the momentum on his side. He came out of turn 3 better than Russell. In turn 4, the driver has to drive on the inside lane. That wasn't the case here. Perez continued to struggle until the 24th lap and then retired. The underbody was too badly damaged. It would have ended up 2 laps behind the winner. It was pointless to continue. World Championships are won by constantly performing at a high standard. Unfortunately, Red Bull haven't been at their best for the last 2 races, but for this instance, they could live with the outcome. But the fact that Ferrari could gain so much race pace overnight gave the team food for thought. They were better than expected. We were worse, Verstappen summed up succinctly. For the Ferrari F175, it didn't matter what tyre it ran. The hard or medium both worked out perfectly for them over the weekend. They were blazing, whilst the Red Bull just couldn't perform, not on the mediums and not on the hards. We had our problems on every set of tyres. After a few laps, the tyres wore off, Max said. Leclerc kept pace with the Verstappen ahead on Sunday as opposed to in the sprint. After only 12 laps, he overtook him, then 2 more times after that. Due to the staggered pit stops, Verstappen only held the lead for a short period of time. Red Bull was baffled. The sprint was won with a fair amount of confidence. In the main race, things should have gone better. The car has few adjustments available under the park firm rules. Only tyre pressure and the front wing could have gotten minor adjustments. Was it the green track that slowed down following a rainstorm from the previous night? Or perhaps the lowered track temperatures? Or was the configuration insufficient for a race car with full tanks? The full tanks were only a third full going into the sprint. Red Bull were left in the dust. On Saturday, the tyre degradation between Ferrari and us was practically identical, said Horner. Especially in the first stint on the mediums, he was significantly higher in our race. After 13 laps, Verstappen stopped by his pit crew to change to hard tyres. Leclerc travelled twice as far on the starting medium tyre in yellow. Despite having a full tank of fuel, he raced 3 more laps than in the sprint race on that set. Prior to the Grand Prix, Red Bull had already adopted a 2-stop strategy with lengthier sections. Verstappen changed his strategy a second time halfway through the race. It was therefore obvious that he would return to the pits on lap 58 of the VSC phase. The Ferrari strategist had a relatively easy weekend because of the high degradation on the Red Bull tyres. With the severe tyre deterioration, it was impossible to defeat the opponent in the Ferraris due to insufficient grip, an unbalanced car, understeer and oversteer. It was strange because we were still on the good side with the tyres at Silverstone, recalls the team boss. These cars are just so sensitive. If you don't move them in the right working window, you pay the price. Red Bull had a smaller working window than Ferrari. The F175 seems to be the more forgiving car right now. The Red Bull's front tunnels have undergone minor modifications to guarantee that the flow is maintained at various ground clearances to try and maintain the tyres, but the Ferrari package was still superior. Even though Ferrari had the better package, the lap times didn't differ too much during qualifying. However, the qualifying outcome could have been different. At the end of Q3, no driver was able to post a top lap. Following 2 stops due to accidents caused by Mercedes drivers, everyone was having trouble with tyre temperatures. Ferrari is back to winning ways. In the championship, Verstappen still has a comfortable 38-point lead. Without problems with technology and strategy, Leclerc may have been much closer to him. We also had a fast race car in Spain, Monaco, Baku, Canada and Silverstone. But we never had a smooth weekend, says Leclerc, who finished the first with 3 overtaking maneuvers in a race against Verstappen. We've known each other for so long. I know his weaknesses, he knows mine. We respect each other, says the Monegasque. A racetrack with quick, flowing turns is now waiting with Paul Ricard. At Silverstone and Spielberg, the Ferrari car really had a slight advantage in precisely these sections. Red Bull plans to provide the newest update in due time. Although it has been announced for France, it is uncertain at this time whether everything will be completed on time. But this time, it isn't just Ferrari Red Bull have to look out for, as Mercedes are slowly but surely bouncing back. They might come to haunt Red Bull once again. We expect that they will be quick in Ricard, says Horner. Their cars aren't bouncing around anymore, it looks like they're getting back into the game. So to get back into winning ways, Red Bull are anticipating to bring some upgrades to Paul Ricard if they finish the development in time. All the upgrades Red Bull have bought this season has led to the car again being overweight. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko stated that the RB18 is yet again 10 kilograms overweight. He also pointed out that the RB18 being overweight could have caused the tyre degradation problems. Red Bull expect to be faster again if they could lose some weight of the car in time for the French Grand Prix. They are at least hoping to get rid of the tyre degradation problems they're currently experiencing. Next to this, they will be hoping to gain performance in the corners. This has been the point where the Ferrari has been performing better this year. Do you think the RB18 will be able to easily win races again after losing some weight? Comment down below. We're yet to find out if Red Bull will be able to introduce these upgrades in time for the next Grand Prix. And even if they are in time, they must figure out the right setup for the car and hope they have become faster. And let's not forget that Ferrari could also bring new updates to France, which could again even out the race pace. But it seems like the French Grand Prix is more suited to the RB18 rather than the F175. Masashi Yamamoto previously stated that although he does not believe Ferrari has turned the tide just yet, he believes the Italian team may have a chance in one of the following races. That chance won't exist in France, where Red Bull Racing, according to the former head of Honda, will have the upper hand. Verstappen and Perez have an advantage in France, according to the former head of Honda F1, who is currently serving in an advising capacity to Red Bull Racing's engine business. The course is situated at a height of about 400 meters above sea level, which is one of the causes. Additionally, it is a track designed for high-speed racing, an area in which Red Bull have excelled this season. I think France is more in Red Bull's favour, so we can't drop it, he told the Japanese Autosport Web. In Hungary, on the other hand, I feel Ferrari will have an advantage because they have better traction at low and medium speeds. Since Red Bull is eager to complete the 2 races before the summer break strongly, Yamamoto thinks they will have a solution. It is unclear whether Red Bull Racing will have a successful weekend at the French Grand Prix because Mercedes and Ferrari have both made progress in keeping up with top speed. We'll find out how the teams perform in the upcoming weekend. Who do you think will win the upcoming race at the Paul Ricard circuit? Let us know in the comments below, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe.